Welcome to the Geek'd Up Podcast, episode number 13. I am your TV terminating, comic book collecting, movie messiah, video game god, or you can call me Cory.
What's up? It's just Jess.
Just Jess and Cory on the 13th episode of the Geek'd Up Podcast, second video episode. Switched it up a little this time. Thought it might be a little more easy to look at.
Watchable.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what you think about the way this is set up now, and if you have any suggestions, we're open to them. But now let's get into Geek This Week. First up, Hugh Jackman put up a tweet with Wolverine sticking his middle claw up, saying one last time. So we knew there was going to be one more Wolverine movie, but we also saw an exchange between the two, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, where Ryan Reynolds was suggesting a Deadpool Wolverine movie, which if this Deadpool movie comes out and it does really well, we might be seeing that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yeah, which the Deadpool trailer looks amazing. So, but yeah, that was it for the Wolverine. If you guys are looking forward to that.
And then we got Mr. Chris Pine. He was signed as Wonder Woman's love interest.
Steve Trevor. Yeah.
You know, he...
Multi-picture deal.
He kind of looks like him.
In the comic, yeah.
Yeah.
Multi-picture deal. That's pretty crazy. Then this week, Games with Gold for Xbox Live were announced. It was Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes and How to Survive Storm Warning Edition for Xbox One, and Metro, both 2033 and Last Light for Xbox 360. Plus, remember to always download both of them, because when backwards compatibility hits for everything, those 360 games are going to count as Xbox One games, so check all that out. Then on PlayStation Plus for August, we have Lara Croft, and we also have Limbo for PS4. And then we have God of War Ascension and Castle Storm for PS3 and Vita. And then for all platforms, we have Sound Shapes and Stealth Inc. 2.
And then let's talk about everybody's favorite man. Channing Tatum has left Gambit and has now officially closed a deal with Fox.
Yeah, earlier reports said he left Gambit, but now he has signed a deal that he's actually playing Gambit now. It's probably a money thing, I'm guessing, or something, I don't know. News that really hits home with me, Prometheus 2 is set to start filming in January 2017. Yeah. No. Is set to start filming in January.
With a release
in 2017, which bums me out because it's said forever that March 6th or 4th of next year is the release date. So to hear this kind of bums me out, but it's official. They're making this movie. We're going to get to see these engineers home, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's going to be amazing if you can't tell it. Got this right there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I can't wait. Also, Xbox One announced that the game chat pad is coming to Xbox One. If you're like me, it was a godsend for the Xbox 360. You know how much we use that.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
And I have the media remote right now, but it's still kind of a slow pain in the ass, so I can't wait for that. Some of the games, we had Gamescom just happened.
Yes.
So there were a ton of games announced, especially Xbox had their own conference.
Yeah.
And some of the games announced, Mojang, who created Minecraft, finally has its next game. And
what is it?
It's called Cobalt. It's a couch co-op type of dungeon crawler, or what do you call it?
Side scroller?
Spelunky type game.
Oh, Spelunky?
Yes, but it looks pretty interesting. I'm waiting to see more for that. Also, we got a new trailer for Homefront: The Revolution. It is coming out, and the trailer looked phenomenal. It's coming out in 2016. Just Cause 3 has a release date of December 1st this year.
That's soon.
And it also includes Just Cause 2, which is 2 games in one.
Hey, look at that.
And something that I did not see coming, caught me off blindside. Halo Wars 2 was announced, and it's coming in the fall of 2016. If you don't know, I'm sure you do. It's the strategy game. It's set in the Halo universe, where it's just a lot of people love this game. It wasn't made by Bungie. It's not going to be made by 343, but it is going to be the same type of game. It's going to be made by the same people who make, I believe it's Total War. They also did Alien Isolation. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully get more story elements, just like Halo Wars 1 did. What else we got?
On the same note of Halo, Halo 5 limited edition Xbox One console is releasing October 20th. You can also grab a Master Chief controller separately for $69.99.
Yep.
For all you Halo fans.
And I think it's I don't remember if it's a fact, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1 terabyte hard drive, whereas which is bigger than the other ones. In some kind of science news, the Mars rover took pictures of Mars, of a crater, and they saw what looked like a Martian crab. I will put pictures up during the video podcast here. You zoom in, it looks like a Martian crab, and I thought it kind of looked like a face hugger, and you can see the comparison. Let us know what you think. Pretty creepy, but possibly just an illusion of our mind. Also at Gamescom, Mirror's Edge Catalyst got a actual gameplay. The thing looks amazing. It got a release date, February 25th, 2016, which is not far away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for that. That game looks awesome. And then we got the Deadpool trailer, as well as Sony made a release of all the movies that are coming out in the next couple of years, all the movies they've signed. Bad Boys getting 2 sequels, getting a new Jumanji movie, an Uncharted movie gets a release date.
Which people are not excited about that Jumanji.
Yeah. I mean, the first one was so good, so...
I know. Why mess with it? Why, Sony?
It's got a Christmas date of 2016.
What? Christmas?
Jumanji does. And then
Uncharted, my birthday.
6/30/17. Yep. So there is, on the Facebook page, facebook.com/geekeduptv, has a full list there of all the movies they've signed and have release dates. So that is awesome.
Awesome.
What else we got?
We got Mr. Wally West. He is officially cast for The Flash Season 2. And this kid looks like Wally West.
He does. Keon Lonsdale.
Keon Lonsdale.
He's from Insurgent and a show called Dance Academy.
Insurgent.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That one movie.
It's the sequel.
We haven't seen that one,
Yeah, it's a
though.
sequel to
Divergent.
Yeah. And that was a lot of news, but that is it for this week in Geek, or Geek This Week. Join us next week to see what's happening in the world of geek news and entertainment. But for now, it's time to get on to the Geek'd Up reviews.
Why so serious?
It's time for Geek'd Up Reviews.
So, this week I read Sons of 3 by Brian Buccioletta, art by Tony Infante. As you know, we've done, I think, both of them so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this one, again, has Travis dealing with some issues, but it starts off giving us a little backstory about the cult.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where my interest is drawn to, and seeing how scared some of these people are and they don't want to be part of this cult. We also get introduced to a daughter that may be left there that she wants to go get, and has her father try to help her. We don't really know who those people are, but it may lead to who this daughter is later in the issue. I don't know it's not a spoiler. I don't know. It's just a thought, an idea of what I think may be happening. But then, like I said, Travis, we get to see him at this meeting kind of finally blow up, and they're all talking about their feelings, and he says, "Oh, this is like a loop. Like we hear the same thing all the time, and I'm sick of this." And just goes off, and he's like, "I'm sick of this circle jerk of emotion. I'd rather get answers."
Right.
So that's why he's so emotional all the time. He brings that emotion straight to his girlfriend, and
Which she
messes,
did not like.
yeah, messes with some people at a bar and leads to bad things. We also get to see some insight on this cult leader who's running these therapy sessions, and he's up to no good. And we get to learn a little bit more about who he is. He may have a darker side to him, but that's really the part of this story that keeps me hooked is this cult thing, maybe some type of paranormal thing. Religious thing, I don't know. We'll find out more, but we do get introduced to a new character named Jenny, and she has a brother named Rory, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna come into play with a twist at the end. But what did you think about this?
I liked it. As you knew, I wasn't really too much into these, but the cult idea I really like. So I'm interested to see how crazy this guy is, almost,
Travis or the leader?
The leader.
Yeah.
And then what Travis has to do with it all. So.
Because if you notice, from the first issue till now, it's a different guy tied up.
Yeah.
So I mean, he is a little He's a creepy little man. But what do you give this?
I'm going to give it a Michael Keaton.
I'm giving it a Michael Keaton too. So from Geek'd Up, Sons of the Devil #3 gets a Michael Keaton. So what'd you read this week? I know we have two each this week. So what else did you read?
I got The Empty, number 5 by Jimmy Robinson. Just a little breakdown on this. We meet up with Lilla and her two little friends, Tenor and Garak.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that. They end up making it to the heart of the source. It's definitely not what you think it will be, probably. Unless you're really smart. I don't know.
I don't even think you can guess what it is if you are smart.
I'm not going to give it away, but it is so good. So good. Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it... right when I thought, like, oh, this must be a miniseries. This is going to end at this issue, or maybe one or two more. Now I can see...
how it's going to go on.
It's going to keep going, yeah.
Yeah. Back up a little bit. At the beginning of this comic, we see Gamesom, Lilla's love, who has been looking for her, gets called in by the king of the land that she's from. And the king is basically saying, we want your help to find Lilla. We're looking for her too, but we can't tell you why. And the only way we can tell you why is if you're a royal. So to do that, we're going to do something special, which you have to read to see how he becomes royal, which I thought was pretty interesting too. I know, I just love this whole thing as a whole. There was a lot of information in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like a full page written down, which you can't even see.
No.
But, yeah. I'm not going to go into all the details. It was really good. I give it a Christian Bale.
It is getting a Christian Bale for me, too. I thought that questions somewhat being answered was...
But then more questions arise.
Yeah, more questions than answers. But really, it did open up a whole new chapter of this story.
It did,
so
yeah.
that's why I really liked it. So, Geek'd Up on Empty number 5 is getting a Christian Bale. What else did you read?
I got a little bit of We Are Robin, number 2. I forgot to write down who writes it.
My boy.
Your boy?
Lee Bermejo.
Lee Bermejo.
The artist who does, and writer who does Suiciders.
Oh.
Yeah. And a lot of other things. But
anyway, We Are Robin, number 2.
And he's not my boy. I just really like his work. But go ahead.
I like it saying his last name. We go in, we see our main character, Duke. He was obviously getting attacked by homeless people at the end of issue 1, which is where this issue starts off. Basically, We Are Robin, the group of teenage vigilantes, come in and save him. They end up making it to the surface. The cops come, the vigilantes scramble. Then something interesting happens. He gets taken in for questioning. Not gonna give details on what exactly happens there.
It's a mysterious person who is portrayed as a police officer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cops. Anyway, so he ends up getting out of questioning. So he ends up meeting back with the Robins, and they are now on a quest to save this city. But from what?
And by who's asking them to do this? That's
Exactly.
the big question. And a lot of them are referring to it as the Bat because they came in the dark to get him and all this stuff. I don't think it's Batman.
No, I don't either.
You know, I'm not sure who it is. We did get to see this person, but they were in a disguise because they look different to everybody. And, well, one person said, was he wearing this? Yes. But, yeah, I'm curious on who this is.
Hopefully we find out soon.
Yeah.
Because I really want to know.
Yeah. So,
But all in all, I give this a Michael Keaton. Because it had quite a bit of information. I think the next issue is going to be really good. It's going to have a lot of action. So I will be reading the next issue.
Yep. Same here. I thought it was in Michael Keaton as well. Didn't add much. But it was a good read. I mean, we did get to see this guy, although we're not sure who he is.
Yep.
We got to get to know the Robins a little bit more of their own character.
Yeah, we got their names.
Talking about like, oh, I'm already past curfew, and they are just kids.
Yeah.
So I really did like it. I'm looking forward to it getting a little better. That's why it's getting a Michael Keaton from Geek'd Up. That was We Are Robin #2. And last, I read Wolf #1 by Leshkot, art by Matt Taylor, and colors by Lee Lowridge. I was waiting for this one because I like Leshkot's stuff. He did Material, he did The Surface that we read. And this one is really about a guy named Antoine Wolfe, Wolfe. And he's a paranormal detective of some kind. He has some strange powers. We start off with him burning in a field.
Which I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and he's not just burning. He's like singing and walking like it's no big deal. And ends up he gets caught by some celebrity in her pool, like cooling off.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like weirded out, like what is this, And we get to see that this is strange. Like why does he do this? And it flashes forward. We meet some of his friends. We get to know who he is by him trying to stop this hypnotist guy from stealing money from a woman. We're also introduced to a little girl. We don't really know what her thing is right now, but she seems to have some sort of psychic power. She's talking to things we don't see, and it's just really kind of strange. And we actually meet her while she's in the middle of a murder scene, which is odd too.
I know.
Then we're introduced to one of his friends. I forget his name at this time, but
I remember
Freddie
Catonic. And he
has these weird like
tentacles.
Futurama guy tentacles.
Yeah.
But he's having some issues. But really, what it comes down to, we find out in the issue, is Antoine Wolfe has an ability, and that's basically he's immortal.
Yep.
And there's a guy, which I thought this was pretty funny. His name is Sterling Gibson. He's an old businessman.
Yeah.
Who owns the best sports club around. And he's just really racist. And it's funny because his name's Sterling Gibson, and he basically his whole being, the sports team, the racism, the businessman, resembles Donald Sterling really well, who was the racist Clippers owner, who had that racist. I mean, it's no it's no coincidence that his name's Sterling.
Yeah, that is funny. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so we get to see how evil this guy is and what he actually, why he had Antoine burned, and what he plans on doing with him later. But ultimately, it comes down to Antoine is not psychic, but a paranormal investigator. He sees things that maybe he doesn't want to see, abilities maybe he doesn't want to have. Actually, he doesn't in the opening scene. It says he'd rather be dead.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really comes down to Antoine and this little girl. What's going to happen with them? What's going to unfold? I like the art. I like the story. I like the writing. What did you think about it?
I liked it a lot. It was kind of one of those that you're wondering the whole time, like, what the fuck is going on? And
it was huge.
It was a long comic.
It was big. It was like a book.
Yeah.
I like that.
But, all in all, it was good. I want to see where this goes with this little girl and with the Sterling guy. So it seems like it's going to be a lot to follow, a lot of story. But it was good. Like I said, I'm going to give it a Michael Keaton.
Wow. I give this first issue a Christian Bale. I just really liked it. I'm really looking forward. Like me, I like the paranormal stuff. That's what I'm into, and I want to know where the story goes. So, Geek'd Up, Just Jess is giving it a Michael Keaton. Cory, me, I am giving it a Christian Bale. So that is it for the comic reviews. Before we get on to the TV show reviews, let me just go over the weekly poll for this week.
All right.
First up, we have Astro City, number 26 from DC Comics. It's the 20th anniversary where a lot of heroes are going to come together. It really goes back to Samaritan's dreams of him flying. And what is he dreaming about now? So then we got Bitch Planet, number 5.
Oh.
Yeah. The bitches enter the arena for the first death match.
Oh, good.
Then Darth Vader, number 8. Bounty hunters attack the Empire. Vader and Afra continue their alliance, but for how long? Then we got the Fade Out, number 8. It is the conclusion of the arc. Jupiter Circle, number 5. Justice League, number 3. Actually, it's Justice League of America, number 3. And Nailbiter, number 15. Outcast, number 11 from Image Comics. I'm looking forward to that. The last one was pretty good with the story behind Kyle and, where, he came from, really. Then we have We Stand on Guard, number 2 by Brian K. Vaughan. And The Wicked and Divine, number 13.
Ooh.
And that's it for the Geek'd Up reviews for this week, episode 13. Now it is time for a little dramatic reading.
And now, a Geek'd Up dramatic reading.
This week we are going over a comic that we did review. It's Wolf number 1. So you ready?
I am ready.
Scene. Action. How do you feel about myths, Antoine?
I love myths.
You are one, and I apologize for not believing in you. I hope you understand. The measures we had to take were simply business. Examining the stock, so to say.
Sterling Gibson is a racist piece of shit.
How do you feel about killing people?
He's also the best shot I've got at helping out my family. I'm a pacifist, unless seriously threatened or angry.
I like that. That's a good phrase. Sounds so controlled. Rare for your kind.
And what would that be?
Pardon?
What kind would that be, Mr. Gibson?
Oh, African American, of course.
Says the man who still owns one of the city's most popular sports clubs, comprised almost entirely of African Americans, also a well-known supporter of occasionally having black people set on fire. You don't say nigger? I feel dirty. I swallow it and play my role.
I could, but what would be the point? We are here to do business, not to discuss my deep and educated understanding of your people.
Fuck you.
Will you use your gift to help me?
Surprise, surprise. You want me to die and come back, run a scam on someone? What do you want, you old gnat?
No. I mean, yes. We had to check if the entirety of it fit, because clairvoyants are rare and the books specify how to separate the fake ones from the true. And you, boy, are the real deal. Do you believe in natural selection?
The law of the fittest, that kind of thing? I don't concern myself with it. Prefer live and let live.
Yet the word on street is, you are a man who wants to die.
The word on the street changes every day. It swallows itself.
Exactly. And then the word is reborn anew. A phoenix out of the ashes. Ecosystems function like this, and the ecosystems of the word, the story, the myth are built on the same principle. The strongest story survives. Some would say the one with most teeth. Sometimes the myth, and we are talking about a genuinely old, strong story here, sometimes the myth feels a need to evolve further, to be born anew, so it seeds its own hidden evolutionary changes. These challenges come straight from the subconscious like landmines one sets in their own past, ready to blow up everything when one forgets they exist and finally steps on them. This does not happen because the story is old and weak, but it knows it needs to work out a new way to steel itself, to grow new muscle, new teeth, and to let the old crooked incisors fall out, or its need to be tear them out with its own bare hands. Will you use your myth to help mine grow? Anyway, there was a woman once. Since you already signed the gag order, I'll just go ahead and say it as it is. I killed her.
This is where I realized two things. One, Sterling Gibson knows more than I thought. You know I can. Two, once I solve the case, he will have me killed.
Exquisite.
End scene.
End scene. That was Wolf number 1, dramatic readings from Geek'd Up podcast. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you would like us to do a dramatic reading on in the comments below, and we will try to get that done. But now, it is time for Geek versus Girlfriend.
Round one, fight.
Last week, you were given Black Science number 1.
I was?
And you went on to say that these was a bad scientist. Then you said, no, it's a good scientist. And it's all about these frog people that want to take over the world. Correct?
Yeah, something like that.
Were you right or were you dead wrong?
I wouldn't say dead wrong. I was wrong.
She was wrong. What is it about?
It is about scientists. It's about a team of scientists, basically, but it just focuses on this one man named Grant McKay. And basically, just to break it down a little bit, they have created a machine, I guess, a device you would call it. A pillar to get from different dimensions, that's the word I'm looking for. So they are traveling through different dimensions, and the whole time he's apologizing to his wife for being so obsessed with work. And you basically see that he's really pissed at himself for doing this, for being so obsessed with work. The frogs were just the kings, I guess, in this dimension, and so that's where the frogs came into play. He didn't really
create them.
No. That would be weird. What if there is a dimension where frogs rule?
There probably is.
Anyway.
So, what did you think of it? now that we know you're wrong, and it's not about...
Okay.
Now that we know it's not about frog people taking over our world and being evil and all this, and scientists creating them, what did you think about it?
It's an interesting story, because I like the whole dimension, time travel type, not time travel, but, you know, just stuff that we can't do.
Right
and
now.
Others, I don't know, like the writer's perspective on other dimensions is kind of interesting. Like,
as the story goes on, you never what?
I never would have thought, oh, I'm going to write this story and put frogs and fish. There were some fish. There was a lot of fish. But anyway, continue.
And as the story goes on, there's more and more dimensions. There's more and more problems. It gets pretty good. But what do you give this?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, I give this one a Christian Bale 2. That was Black Science #1. Rick Remender, art by Matt Scalero. And that is it for Geek vs. Girlfriend. It's time to see what she is getting this week, and it is Intersect #1 by Ray Fox. Issue #1 by Image Comics. What do you think this is about?
Ray Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, Intersect. I see a wolf. I see a graveyard. I see somebody's face. I think this is about a person, a boy, man, who can transform. No, who can communicate with dead people and animals, and I think it's about him being able to communicate with this stuff.
Okay. So, final answer. We're going to lock it in. It's about a boy who can communicate with animals and dead things. Correct?
And people.
That's why I said things.
Yeah.
Dead people, dead animals. And we are going
to... Wait. Can I change my answer?
Sure.
This boy is unlucky. And dead animals, or not dead animals, dead people, animals, all that can live through him.
Okay. Final answer.
He's an intersect. They intersect through him and can communicate.
Gotcha. So, short answer.
This boy is a segue for other creatures, living or non.
Known as an intersect. All right. We will see next week if she is right, if she is dead wrong. Join us next week for Geek vs. Girlfriend. But that is it. It's time for Girlfriend vs. Geek.
Round two, fight.
All right. So last week I asked you how a wife, new bride, died on her honeymoon. They were on a mountaintop and she passed away on their honeymoon, which is terribly sad. And you said...
I said fell down a hole of some kind.
Or she fell off the cliff or something.
They both did.
Yeah.
Because he got injured, she died, he crawled out and got help.
Yep.
That was my answer. Am I right? Am I wrong?
You are wrong.
Okay, what happened?
She got struck by lightning on this mountaintop. And actually, you know, there was a group of people around, you know, not necessarily with them. They got injured too. And obviously her husband got injured. They had been married literally, it was the last day of their honeymoon. They were married about a week.
Well, at least he has memories.
That doesn't mean much. Yeah, this happened in Colorado on Mount Yale. And unfortunately, she was pronounced dead on the scene. It took responders a while to get there because they were on a mountain, hiking, and that is something that they did often. It wasn't just so that's that. Pretty horribly sad.
I was wrong.
You're wrong. So, this week, I have a little celebrity news again.
Okay.
So, Busta Rhymes was arrested in New York. Why was he arrested?
I know this can't be like drugs.
No, it has nothing to do with drugs or alcohol or cars. It's kind of a random thing.
I'm gonna have to say he was arrested.
It was outside here. I'll give you a hint. It was outside of a gym.
Outside of a gym?
Mm-hmm.
Does that really have anything to do with it?
Yeah.
The gym does?
Kind of.
The gym
If you
has
think
something
about
to do with it.
what you do at the gym or what kind of diet you would be on. That just made it more difficult. I'm sorry.
I guess I'm gonna just go with. Now that it's at a gym, it gives me a little
Outside
bit more.
of a gym.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he got arrested.
He got arrested.
So it had to be really bad to get arrested. Like he didn't get stopped with a warning.
No.
Was he shitting outside in public? I'm gonna go with. I know this is gonna be wrong, but something was coming out of one of his orifices, whether he was throwing up or shitting. Final answer, locking it in. Busta Rhymes got arrested for defecating or throwing up in public outside of a gym.
All right, locking it on.
And that is it for for Girlfriend versus Geek. We already did Geek versus Girlfriend, but that is it for the Geek'd Up podcast in general. Remember to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/geekeduptv or on Twitter at twitter.com/geekeduptweet. We have news daily most of the times, as well as videos. The videos we upload here, you can get notices through Twitter and Facebook. Make sure you join us next week. We're going to be discussing the Wet Hot American Summer season that was put out on Netflix.
Yep.
Spoilers, it's good. So until then, make sure you follow us, like, comment, and subscribe. Also share with your friends for the Geek'd Up podcast. I am Cory.
And I am Jess.
Saying, always hug a Xena.